In this video, I'm gonna tell you the complete lore of Minecraft, the origin story you could say. Let's take a look at a simple breakdown of Minecraft's timeline. First comes the birth of the universe, followed up by the development of civilization with the Stone Age to the Industrial Revolution. Then we have the downfall of this civilization from a seemingly catastrophic event. Finally, we have the resurgence of the world right before the player joins. There's actually a lot of evidence that suggests that there was an ancient civilization proceeding before the player joins. There was never any contact with these ancient builders, but you can definitely feel their presence scattered across the world. The only known civilization to this date is the current Minecraft villages, and they are far less advanced than their ancient predecessors. Let's just have a look at what the ancient builders have constructed, and we know these are not built by villagers for two reasons. Number one, these structures are far more advanced than anything the villagers has ever built, and if the villagers were the one to build these, they would reside in those locations. So looking at the structures like the desert temple, you can see that the ancient builders were able to use a variety of blocks to construct a far more complex design compared to the village's simple design. And even looking at the remains of those desert temples, we can assume that those unwanted bones that the players ignore more often than not are the remains of the ancient builders' ancestors. The ancient builders also had advanced gear due to their access to diamonds from the mines in the Mesa biome, and this is one of the reasons why we get so much better treasure from these structures compared to villages. However, we still don't know the length of advancement of these ancient builders, but we could make an educated guess that they were pretty advanced. One of the areas of their advancements could be transportation. We can assume this by analyzing the shipwrecks built by skilled tailors and pirates of the time, whereas villagers are even yet to tame horses, as there's no saddles seen on horses naturally. There are still some trails left behind by the ancient builders that the villagers have adopted, such as the churches. Almost every village has a church, indicating that the villagers also follow some sort of religion. And to our knowledge, we know that the ancient civilization worshipped two gods, seen in the end text when the player defeats the Ender Dragon, with the mention of the Father Sun and the Mother Moon. Some more things the villagers inherited from this ancient civilizations are the stone cutters, a tool used by the villagers to make chisel blocks established by the ancient civilization in their builds from things like the desert temple. Even looking at the jungle temple, it shows that the ancient civilization was able to master redstone, protecting their valuables with advanced combination locks and booby traps. However, the ancient civilization was still not satisfied with their achievements, so they dug deeper and discovered magic. According to the evidence, this was most likely when the ancient civilization came to a demise. The ancient civilization was obsessed with the discovery of magic. They held experiments far away from town in the cold disguised structures in the igloos, but that was not even the worst part. The ultimate miscalculation occurred when the ancient civilization started to twinkle with the unknown of the nether portal. The builders held tests by sending pigs into the nether portal, which would eventually mutate into piglins before entering the nether themselves. They started conquering the nether fortresses, and using new resources, they were advancing to new heights that has never been seen before. But with everything going so well, what could have possibly ended their dominant reign in the nether? Back in the overworld, we have seen these mysterious fossils that do not resonate with any mob in the overworld today. The size of these remains are massive, but at the same time, they look like the perfect size to fit into one of those larger nether portals that occasionally spawn in the overworld. More interestingly, the same fossil lay in the soul sand of the nether, connecting the case that something powerful entered the overworld from the nether, causing a catastrophic event that started the downfall of the ancient builders. Theories emerge of what this creature is still in question, with speculation pointing to the Red Dragon. With some research done, we know that the Red Dragon was a mob that Notch promised to be added into the game before his departure. The knowledge of the Red Dragon is essentially non-existent, with the ancient builders being the only known group to have ever had contact with this mysterious creature. However, the ancient builders didn't go down without a fight. The stories have been passed down over the generations, say that the ancient builders were able to preserve their overworld after going into battle with the Red Dragon. They were able to save the overworld, but there was still one egg left. There must be a reason for the dragon egg to be a gravity block, being able to travel through the end portal. So we could conclude that the ancient builders built this indestructible end portal, and in hopes that the portal would never be opened by anyone, they used the ingredients of the overworld and the nether to make the ender eyes, which are the keys to the portal. All this evidence suggests that the ancient civilization banished the last egg of the red dragon to the end portal, where the last dragon of all the dimension resides. Waiting for the player to unlock the forbidden door. But there we go. Let me know in the comments, do you have anything more to add to the little origin story that I made up there? And while you're down there, you might as well leave a like. It really does help the video out, but I'll see every single one of you next time.